Hey guys, I don't know what you're doing right now, but make sure you subscribe. Now let's get into this video. So today, man, I wanted to get into a topic I feel like I'm qualified to talk about since I'm retired, and really, that's healthcare, right? Once you retire, you have like this five-year window to sort of use the same healthcare that you've been using when you was playing. And for me, man, I'm one of those guys. I played 10 years in the league, right? And so I never really thought about healthcare my entire career up until I retired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I got 5 kids, and like you just wonder like what all that like sort of looks like. And I feel like some guys too, they're just in different situations. Like some dudes ain't even make the money that you made. Right. So I just think, and then too with a lot of these injuries, man, right? Like so I tore my ACL, shoulder, thumb, right? And you don't always feel that in the first 5 years when you retired. Like some of these ailments start to come like in your 40s, in your 50s, right? But by that point, like, we don't necessarily have that same healthcare that we once had. So I don't know if the NFL should, or the NFLPA, like do it in like sort of like a tier system, right? Like, if you played 10 plus years, right? Like you should be qualified for lifetime healthcare. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know the window, the career window is, really 3-4 years. Right. Yeah. But yeah, like what do you, from the outside looking in, obviously I played, but like as a fan, like how do you look at that? Because they preach player safety, right? Like, but some circumstances, sometimes like you could clearly see that that they're not necessarily.
They don't really care. I mean, they care, but they don't really care. I mean, but guys that lay their body on the line, not only for their family, but for these organizations as well. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen that with like promising players such as like Ryan Shazier, with such a severe injury like that. Now, we're not sure if he got all his money. They gave him half his money or whatever the case may be, but he can't play anymore to make any more money.
Yeah.
So, you kind of wonder sometimes like, will that guy receive lifetime health care? He didn't play 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you kind of wonder, you think about some things like that, because a lot of these guys get put in those situations, and like you said, you haven't really thought about it until like, I'm almost done. Okay, well, now I could think about that, because a lot of times some of these guys is making enough and some of them not.
Yeah, I mean, I've been coached by players. I mean, I've been coached by guys that played in the league, and I remember one of my coaches in particular. He played like in the late '80s, '90s, and I mean, his body is beat up, right? And I mean, from the way he walks, and even getting up out of a seat, it's like this grunting, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and cracking all over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dudes I'd be worried about, like dudes that like have those real injuries, man. Like injuries that sort of affect the way they play with their grandkids and their kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, man, you just wish that that they cared a little more about the longevity of a person. And I don't want to say this because it's almost like like when our veterans go fight for us, right? Yeah. And then they come back home, and it's like they're not coming back with like perks. Like, maybe they can get on the plane first, but a lot of those dudes is like they stuck. They don't know what to do.
Right. Yeah. Trying to figure shit out. But yeah, man, I think they can in the next negotiations, tend to that. You know what I'm saying? Because we always hollering about player safety, but like I say, once you retire,
I think
what's in it after?
Everybody's so worried about the money, right? So I feel like topics like that it's gonna continue to kind of get pushed to the back of the line, basically, because guaranteed contracts. I mean, there's just so many things that people are trying to get done that you sort of forget.
Right.
Like we haven't really gotten better without healthcare. Yeah, dudes is making more money, right? Like it's definitely a popular sport. But yeah, I feel like healthcare is still sort of
it's kind of
like bottom tier. Like people not really, they don't really talk about it. So.
Man, so now you retired. Like, what they relate to you, like how your insurance works, like.
I mean, they well, so NFLPA, they're gonna reach out to you, right? I think like when I was retired, they probably reached out to me and really just like sort of generic and basic. Hey, if you need this, if you need that, give us a call. And I mean, that was pretty much it. I don't, so yeah. I mean, that was it is what it is, I guess.
Man, so like, have you heard like any stories, like any guys ever told you like they was like trying to do this or trying to get that done, or maybe go to the dentist or something, and it was like,
well, so one of my coaches, I can't remember if he had like a knee replacement, hip replacement, something, but it was like a couple $100,000. Yeah, and he didn't have it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, he's just forced to kind of walk around with a limp, and so I mean, it's a dude that played 13 years in the league.
So basically, you saying you can play however you want in the league. You better make sure you got all your limbs intact when you walk away.
I mean,
buddy.
most people, most dudes gonna be banged up, bro. Like most of us think we gonna have some sort of ankle, shoulder, hip.
Yeah. Man, I seen
neck.
I seen a picture of that boy Jordan Poyer. I believe that was like his shoulder was like
just permanently broke. Yeah, I mean that's real. I could pop both of my shoulders right now, in and out. I could do it with my ankles, my knees. Like, yeah, I took a beating.
Yeah, the healthcare.
Yeah, it's a
that
beating.
Definitely needs to be. And it's crazy because these people make billions of dollars a year, and would not supply a guy who could have been an all-pro for however amount of years.
Yeah.
Whatever, been a legend or whatever. And let's say his finances is not the same as it was 20 years ago, and he need a new hip.
Yeah.
He's basically screwed.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to that,
wild. Wow.
Surrounding yourself with good people, man. That way you're making the right, financial, decisions, man. I think that's a big part of it too. Being financially stable, being able to sort of handle your own business. And I mean, that's something I feel like they don't talk about enough. Like the importance of sort of like saving money. And not really just saving money, right? Because nobody's getting rich from saving money. Right? Yeah. Like you get rich from investing money. And so I just think we just, it's another level we can go to, as far as that goes.
Man, you think they understand like that they need to save somebody? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody not getting the $40-50 million contract. Some of these guys get literally making $700,000 a year. They might make that for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we all sort of got the same issue though. Is that it's no matter how much money you're making, right? Like where we from, it's we feel responsible for mama. And we feel responsible for sisters and brothers and, friends. And I think over time, like that part of it becomes really, really heavy. Not everybody's able to take care of that many people and, while sort of continuing to kind of chase your dream and, playing football at a high level is just, it's hard. But I see a lot of dudes go through it, because I feel like we all sort of made the same promises as kids, right? Like it's, we get a little money, we want to take care of our family. And, a lot of times, man, that can set a player back, like he could begin to spend more money on people around him versus what he's really spending on himself.
Yeah.
And so that's always a challenge. I think that'll continue to be a challenge because a lot of these dudes coming from poverty.
Yeah.
You know, well, I would say that not poverty because a lot of these dudes millionaires now.
Yeah, pirate shit over with, buddy.
So they coming, they pulling up. They got better cars than you.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So not all of them are coming from poverty. Right. You know, because a few of these dudes, they could, you know, they gonna clear a couple $1 million before they even get to the big leagues.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
so but like the locker rooms you've been in,
yeah.
Like, is there always been like a key guy or somebody who specifically was like, "Hey, look, man, look, young fella, you know, take care of this money, man. You know, do a little investing.
Yeah,
this what I do. This what, you know, like."
Yeah, I mean, you know, Larry Fitzgerald's, you know, J.J. Watts, you know, Patrick Mahomes, right? Like, you know, that's the way you do it. You know, you start with community though, right? Like, how can I get this community to embrace me? How do I embrace them? You know, and yeah, but I think those guys are critical because like those are the dudes that those young players gravitate to. They watch everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's important. Like for me, I never really liked wearing suits, right? But when I got with Larry Fitzgerald, I realized why he wore suits, right? Like, and it wasn't, you know, he wasn't trying to like stand out, right? But he was trying to show you like, you know, as far as business goes, like I'm on point.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not just a football player, right? Like, and I can't play football forever.
Right.
So how do you set yourself up for life after football? Well, that's where the suits come in at, right? Like, and the way you present yourself and, you know, the way you talk, who you surround yourself with, you know, what kind of initiatives, you know, in the community you kind of getting behind. So I think dudes like that is extremely important. I think every locker room probably got at least one of those dudes that, you know, young guys can really get some real game from.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, neither one of us, like, we not no Medicare experts, but what would you like to see change, like, with the current, like, health insurance deal? Like, like is 5 years enough?
I mean, I just think that, man, like, if you play more than, you know, if you play 8 seasons, 10 seasons, 12 seasons, man, I feel like you put yourself in a position to where, you know, you should have lifetime care, quality care too, right? And I just don't get why we don't. Because if, you know, most dudes only make it 3 years, like how do we reward the dudes that stuck around, right? Like 8, 10, 12, 15 years. Like, so, like I want to see that change, you know, more than anything.
Man, you think the next CBA, they should like push for like lifetime insurance like you've been talking about? Especially like with another game coming to schedule in the future.
Yeah, for vested players, for sure. Absolutely. And vested is simply, you know, I think it's 3 seasons, 4 seasons maybe, and you have to play at least 3 games in those seasons for it to count as a season. You know, so yeah, I think vested players that like I said, you know, that's played a certain amount of years, they should be taken care of.
Yeah.
Like this shouldn't even be a conversation, should not be an argument.
Right.
Those dudes should be absolutely taken care of. I think they made enough money for the organizations to where the organization can take on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, you know, just, you know, I just don't like how they just, you know, sort of like a, like wanting to replace you, like instead of like wanting to see you do well. You know what I mean? Like these teams can't wait to replace you.
Right. So, bro, we've been talking about his healthcare, and of course, like CTE has been like talked about. You know, a lot of guys have ranted about it. You know, and we seen Antonio Brown, his account was like CTE something like that, and he just always posted crazy stuff. So, I mean, you gotta like kind of think that they would be like, this would be major, especially with the Guardian caps on now. You would think that this stuff is like talked about or discussed, but Is that like a factor? Like,
Well, first of all, we don't talk about it. Like teams don't talk about it. Obviously, concussions. Like that was sort of a point of emphasis, but
it's on the rise too.
That's why you got like the Guardian caps. And,
yeah.
The way they sort of structure practices, right? And I think all that is to sort of minimize like head trauma.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like we don't necessarily talk about, CTE, but I think every player is aware of it though. And that's probably this. I think the reason people don't talk about it is because it's fucking scary.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it is absolutely horrifying, right? To know that, not know, but to possibly wake up one day and you just not functioning the same.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's part of the reason why, players in particular, we sort of stay away from it because we're like, yo, that's
right.
That's scary.
Man, what's crazy is like, kind of think like sometimes how do people respond after just, because football is a violent sport.
For sure.
And just having your brain turned on to be angry or violent for so long, for so many seasons, like do that actually play a part into probably like player health as well, mentally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think some dudes kind of sort of get caught up in that character.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen it. I don't want to call anybody out, but we've sort of seen that guys not being able to like redirect that passion, that you know what I mean? And I mean that's spooky, bro.
Yeah.
That is some spooky shit, man. I don't that is absolutely scary.
Man, the concussion, the numbers is just,
and then to know too, they won't know until you die. And so it's not like something you can sort of get in front of.
It's just diagnosed and
like
figure it out.
They won't know that until they kind of do what they do with your brain. That's probably the scariest part. Because most of us have been in control of our lives for so long. And it's like with things like that, man, it's like you
no longer
have no control.